Welcome to another episode of Punch TV. I think I'm converted. I think I'm gonna be a rink rat. We are at the Aberdeen Roller Rink and it is so much fun. When I first got here and put my roller skates on, it was like the first time since 1985 and I was hugging pillars. But I got out there, I was brave, I got to learn how to skate, and I am converted. I want to do this like every single weekend. It is the best. So we're going to talk to a few folks out here in Aberdeen who put this amazing roller rink together. We're also going to visit the Saskatoon Roller Derby this weekend. They've got a big tournament, and we're going to meet some of the folks who are involved with that. They are the bravest human beings in the world. Hey, Tony, how do you like roller skating?
It's okay.
Well, you can see what you're in for, so stay tuned.
Here we are today in Aberdeen. We're here roller skating. Here we are with Renee. Renee is the mayor of Aberdeen. What's going on?
We are happy to have you here. We took out our ice for plant maintenance, and we decided while we had this open, we were going to bring in some lacrosse teams, and we were going to bring in roller skating in the evenings, and that's what brings you out today, I guess.
Okay, so we're here to do roller skating, and I'm pretty excited. This is exactly what it was when we were younger, back in the 80s when I was in high school and grade school. We would go out, and we have the music and the lights. This is exciting. I want more people to come out here. Does it get big crowds on Friday nights?
Saturdays seem to be our busier night for whatever reason. We thought Fridays would be with lake and stuff like that, but we've had people from France, from Australia, from both of our coasts. Like, it's been crazy where people are coming from. They look it up and they hear about it and then they come out here. So we've had a lot of different people out here.
I don't know of any other place around that actually still does roller skating at all in Saskatchewan or any other place that I've heard of anyway.
There isn't. The last place I think was Lloyd's in Calgary, and it shut down, I believe, 2 years ago. So there's nothing else in the province like this. And the roller derby ladies, they practice in gyms and different things like that, and we get them out here, and they're great fun.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're here tonight. We're gonna do some other stuff, doing some dances. Do you have any competitions and things like that yet?
No, we have theme nights. So tonight was black and white night. We've had 80s nights. We've had leopard skin. There's like the kids right now, the teens now are really learning and picking this up fast and really enjoying it. You know, they had no idea what it was about because it hasn't been really done in Saskatchewan since 1985. So
I was gonna say, okay, so here's the thing. Tonight, I think we're gonna have a competition.
Oh.
We're gonna have a competition. I'm gonna throw it together. We're gonna compete. We're gonna put it on camera. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, well, it's nice talking to you.
Yeah, awesome.
Would you like some Doritos?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Are you sure? Because I can make you a hamburger back here if you want. I got some training. 20 years experience.
I'm here with Cheryl. Cheryl is back into roller skating after how long a hiatus, would you say?
Probably 40 years.
Wow, you are so brave. Okay, so is tonight like the first time back into it, or kind?
I mean, I've been on skates a couple of times, but nothing like, I couldn't do rollerblading, so I bought new skates, like my old ones.
Yeah, now you gotta get the fur puffs and the dice and all that stuff.
Pom-poms the other day,
Right?
Absolutely.
Totally. So, what do you like about skating? What appeals to you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, it's been such a long time, but it's just made my night. Like, just made my night. My kids got me the skates for Mother's Day.
Aww.
And of course I wiped out at the house because of the dog slobber. But other than that, it's just been an amazing night.
It's great.
Everybody should try it. If I can do it, you can do it.
If I can do it, you can do it. So yeah, come out to Aberdeen and try it, because it's a good workout.
I'm just sweating. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing your love of roller disco with us, and I'm sure that we'll see you around the rink again.
Okay, yeah,
awesome.
I'll be back.
All right, happy skating.
Thank
How
you,
long have
appreciate
you
it.
been skating?
Since I was 9 years old, and I'm 38 now, so.
Okay, so you got some hours logged in here.
A day or two, yeah, for sure.
So do you live in Aberdeen, or did you just come here for the skating?
I just come here for the skating. I live in Saskatoon, so I'm a professional wrestler out of Saskatoon, so I do this for cardio and keep myself in shape and do it for the exercise. And
Yeah, because you do have to have like some athleticism to do this well, I think.
absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
It's important, so.
Yeah. Well done. Congratulations. You're our disco champion roller king.
Punch TV is brought to you in part by Amazing Stories, providing Saskatoon with comics, games, toys, graphic novels, t-shirts, and more for over 22 years. Online at AmazingStoriesComics.com, in person on 8th Street in Saskatoon.
What's up, movie lovers? I'm Craig Silliphant, the Movie Geek, coming at you from the FeedbackSociety.com state-of-the-art studio. Since we're talking about all things roller skating on Punch TV today, I thought I'd look at some of the best roller skating cinema. Some of these movies were about roller skating or featured it in a big way, and some of them just had iconic scenes of characters roller skating. A lot of them are time capsules for a time and a place. The time when roller skating was a hot new fad sweeping the nation, which can be hilarious or even eye-opening. And some of them seek to remember that time, like a movie from one of my all-time favorite directors, Paul Thomas Anderson. That movie is Boogie Nights. It's an ode to the early days of the adult film industry and the decay of American morality that came with all the fads you can handle. Heather Graham plays a girl named Brandy who loves her roller skates so much she never takes them off, even in her adult scenes. This earns her the nickname Roller Girl. There's a great sequence that was choreographed by Hairspray director Adam Shankman where Brandy skates the night away with Dirk Diggler and the gang. It's a short-lived moment of disco-era happiness before the excess of the time tears them all apart. But before we get too depressed, let's talk about Xanadu. It was a box office flop at the time of its release, but Xanadu became a beloved bad movie. Olivia Newton-John plays a roller skater who inspires an artist to open a nightclub called, Xanadu. Newton-John did all her own skating and even got injured while filming. Despite its laughable plot and worse special effects, its pure joy and soundtrack helped the movie gain a cult following over the years, even spawning a hit Broadway musical that was nominated for several Tony Awards. Next on the list is the one that's the most fun to say, Whip It. Whip It. Whip It. Yeah. This 2009 jam was Drew Barrymore's directorial debut. It's about an outcast teen played by Ellen Page who joins a roller derby team. Like any good sports movie, this outlet gives her the strength to take charge of her own life. The cast, which included Barrymore, Kristen Wiig, Juliette Lewis, spent hours training to be able to perform all the skating sequences that you see in the film. Next up, Skate Town, USA. Like most films of the brief roller disco era, 1979's Skate Town, USA doesn't have much of a plot. It's something to do with rival skating gangs competing for a small cash prize or something. But it does have stars like Scott Baio, the Brady Bunch's Maureen McCormick, who spent most of the shoot high on cocaine according to her memoir, and of course, God rest his soul, Patrick Swayze in his film debut. A nice slice of cheese with a wicked disco soundtrack. But it's not all fun and games. How about a dystopian roller skating movie? Did they have one of those? You bet they did. Rollerball. Though the movie was made in 1975, it takes place in 2018, where the world is a global corporate state. The only entertainment around is a gladiatorial sport called rollerball. James Caan plays a rollerball superstar that has to defy his masters and those that want him out of the game. There was also a remake of this in 2002, but it's best if we don't talk about that turkey. Almost 10 years after the original Rollerball was made, well after the disco era, but still in the post-apocalyptic future, came the 80s movie Solar Babies. It featured tons of 80s teen stars like Jason Patric, Jamie Gertz, Peter DeLuise, Lucas Haas. In a post-apocalyptic future ruled by the military, a group of renegade teenage orphans find a legendary orb that can supposedly bring the rain back to a dried-up Earth. Special mention of the synth soundtrack from 80s favorite Maurice Jarre. Or is it Yare? Now, let's dig back to a classic of cinema, Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times from 1936, pre-disco. Chaplin plays a poor worker during the industrial age, and in one part of the film he gets a job as a night watchman in a department store, and he and a penniless young woman take some roller skates for a spin. It's a crazy fun sequence that's still really fun to watch today. Here's a quick look at how it was done. Matte paintings. I saved a fun one for last, really goofy fun. Austin Powers Gold Member. In this third Austin Powers movie, the shagadelic super spy has to go back to 1975 to rescue his father, played by Michael Caine. Sorry, that was terrible. While Austin's new partner, Beyonce's Foxy Cleopatra, sings a song, the villain Goldmember makes an appearance that would be amazing if it wasn't so gross and painful looking. Isn't that weird? That's a bunch of roller skating movies. I'm gonna go roller skating right now. No, I'm not. I'm Craig Silliphant, the movie geek, and you're watching Punch TV.
And Sarah is the tournament coordinator for this extraordinary affair. This does not seem like your first rodeo. How did you get roped into doing this?
Yeah, this is definitely not my first rodeo. I've been involved with roller derby for 9 years now. I joined because my high school band teacher was in roller derby, and we were excited for her and wanted to go watch. And as soon as we went to watch, I got immediately addicted, and I've been here ever since.
Wow. So are you still active, like on the floor as well, or are you just behind the scenes support?
Yes, I am an active skater. I skate with the A team, the Mind Fox. We're the Women's Flat Track Derby Association charter team, and so we compete internationally for rankings.
Awesome. So, like, how much discipline does it require to be a skater? Like, how many times are you guys like practicing a week and like conditioning and all that stuff?
We practice twice a week for 2 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we're in the gym. Every skater is different, but I'm in the gym at least 3 days a week on top of that, on top of my like real life job and other committee work that I do with the league.
I love roller derby. I admire roller derby. I am terrified of roller derby for myself, so I'm happy to be a spectator. But yeah, it takes a lot. And like, have you ever been seriously hurt in your time as a derby girl?
Yes, I've had a couple of concussions, but I am fully recouped and back on the track. So,
what do you love best about derby?
What got me first that I fell in love with it is like the speed and the action, and like you can hit whenever you want, which, well, within the rule set, but you can hit a lot. But what keeps me going is the community that's here. We have a really large community of people from all over Saskatoon and the province and the world. We meet people from all over. They're super great and they're super quirky and unique, and just being able to share this sport and then get to know each other from there is something really special.
Well, the little bit that I know of it from being a spectator over the years and having some involvement is that it's a really loving community. Like, it's really supportive, really tolerant, really creative and spunky. Like, people who get into it like have a cool name, they get cool outfits, you know, they do a lot of neat things. It must be really gratifying to be part of that.
100%. It's super gratifying. We are gender inclusive all over the spectrum and LGBTQ friendly, and anyone can find their place here, whether it's being a skater, an official, a skating official, or even just a part of our community, like as a coach or as a fan. Like, we have a huge broad spectrum of people that are a part of our little family, and every person has a place here.
So even if you're not brave enough to like actually get out there and do it, there's lots of other little roles that can be filled. So if somebody wants to get involved, how do they go about doing that?
So if you want to get involved any way across the board, you get a hold of us through our website or our Facebook page. And then if you want to join us for skating, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a full calendar year, because we just started our Fresh Meat program, or our new skater intake program, a couple of weeks ago. So that's closed, but next May we'll be starting up again, bringing new skaters in. You don't have to have any roller skating experience whatsoever. We teach you how to fall, how to skate, and how to be safe, and do that all on quad skates. And then if you want to get involved another way, whether it's officiating or being a coach or just like a super fan or whatever, you can get a hold of us through any of our social media pages and we'll hook you up.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I encourage everyone to do that. We went to the Aberdeen roller skating rink last night and skated, and it's like a really good workout. Like, it's actually good exercise and good for the core, good for balance. So it's good for people of all ages and fitness levels. So yeah, get involved. We'll put the deets up on our Facebook page of links to you guys so that if people do want to get involved at whatever level, they can do that. Well, thank you so much for putting on this extravaganza and for talking to us today, and best of luck. I hope your team wins today.
Thank you. We're hoping to.
Awesome. I'm here with Skidette, and my first question is, how did you pick your name?
Oh, so my mom played derby for a lot of years, and her name was Skid, or Skidnapper. And when I was a little kid, I would watch my mom all the time, and then I started juniors, and they were like, "Oh, what's your derby name?" And I was like, "Well, Skidlet. I've been called Skidlet for like so many years." So yeah, that's how I got my derby name.
That's brilliant. I love the creativity that goes into like picking these great names, and I love that you're second generation derby.
Yeah.
So is your mom still active? Like, does she skate, or does she coach, or does she just cheer you on now?
No, she just cheers me on now. She actually got a really bad injury, like in her last game, so she had to quit. But yeah, she skated strong for like almost 10 years, and I've been in it for almost 11 years, so.
Wow, yeah, so yeah, you did start young.
Yeah, very young.
Now you're a member of the Killabees, and you have a big important bout tonight. Who are you going up against, and what are your tactics for success?
Cool. So tonight we are going up against the Living Dead. They're from Edmonton. Their A team is a part of the WFTDA, so Women's Flat Track Association. They're very high in rankings. So their B team is very good. I feel like we've been working very hard this whole season, and we're coming in strong. We're coming in ready to take some names, you know, kick ass, all that fun stuff. So I feel like we're going to leave our names out there on the track today.
Okay, so I should probably put some money down on Killabees.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. This is good tips, insider stuff here. So for somebody who's, you know, obviously veteran, second generation, for somebody who wanted to get involved with doing this, what words of advice would you have for them before they even get started? What does it take to be a derby girl?
Well, it takes a lot of hard dedication, first of all. If you want to play a high contact sport, this is full contact, bodies flying everywhere. You don't have lots of gear on, so you got to be ready to take an injury, get back up, get at it. Your team needs you. But it's also such like a wonderful community. Like, I am a part of the LGBT community, and I have never felt so included and so safe in a community ever in my life. Like, roller derby is just like the hugest community ever, and you can be whoever you want to be. You can be like the best person ever. You can be the not as active, not very physically strong, but you're still an important part of that team no matter what level you're at.
Yeah, I feel like the derby world is a lot like the cosplayers world, you know? Like, you can be who you want to be, you can like elevate yourself to a whole new level, and you're still gonna be loved and included by everybody.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like, I used to cosplay too, like back in the day. And yeah, you got people who start out with just starting off their first cosplay, and then you got people who are like big shots, have been cosplaying for years. And the only reason those cosplayers are like starting out is because they see those big names. They're like, I want to be like that. And that's exactly how derby is too. You just work your way up, and pretty soon you'll be at that level with everybody else.
Well, as a 9-year veteran, you're obviously probably a role model for a lot of people starting to get into it. So how young can you get involved with derby?
Right now, I think the entry level is 8 or 9. I coach the junior league myself. Yeah, I started when I was 9, and now I'm with the A team, the Mind Fox, and I play with everybody. I try to make sure that I'm all over the place at all times. But yeah, no, I think 8 or 9 is the entry level for that.
That's so brilliant, so empowering. I love it. If people, especially young people, if they want to get involved with it, how do they go about doing that?
They can go to our page, Saskatoon Junior Roller Derby League. Our first season actually is September 11th. That's the next sign-up date. And it's honestly not always for competitiveness. It's just for building up your communication skills, your social skills at a young age. And it's a perfect community for a child, adults, teenager, all of it.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you for talking to us, and thank you for being part of that community, because it's important to give young people, a chance to learn from your experience, and I think it's just wonderful when people contribute that way. So, good job. Hi, give me a fist pump. Awesome. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Smash them. Do the best you can for Saskatoon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Punch TV is brought to you in part by Amazing Stories, providing Saskatoon with comics, games, toys, graphic novels, t-shirts, and more for over 22 years. Online at AmazingStoriesComics.com, in person on 8th Street in Saskatoon.
Hello, lovely ladies and or dudes. My name is Hank. Here in the penalty box with me is Tony. And
Cheap shot, cheap shot.
is there any other kind?
Yeah, I got a cheap shot, and somehow I'm in the penalty box.
It's because Tony's been out on the roller rink here running over all the little kids. He got kicked out. Nice skates.
This is actually kind of cool. I didn't think I'd like roller skating, but I don't know if you noticed, but I sure am sweaty.
I noticed. You're pretty sweaty.
I'm really sweaty right now.
Speaking of roller skating, you remember back in the day before there was, Netflix and things that we'd be talking about all these shows we'd be watching? We actually had to leave the house and do things like go roller skating and things. When you were a kid, what were some of your favorite things to do?
We roller skated. We roller skated every night. We went on the weekends. We went on Sunday afternoons. We roller skated. And my gal now, back in the 80s, we used to roller skate together.
Really?
Yeah. And then I asked her out in high school, and she said no. Now we're together.
How did that make you feel?
I was sad, but then again, I had greasy hair, so I understood.
So when you were roller skating, what would you wear?
I wore really tight jeans, really tight 80s jeans. Britannica, I think, was the name of the jeans.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, toss a little powder down there. Things don't get all weird.
No, I did not put any powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about my shoes, right?
Yes. And your shoes.
Shoe powder.
Shoe powder. And speaking of movies and television, what have you been watching this month? What's going on?
You know what? We were watching Mr. Robot. Is in the one right now.
The final season.
Season 4 is coming out, but I hadn't watched it, so we just watched season 1. So we're just finishing season 1, and
it's good. You should watch the rest.
I'm going to
get caught up.
Yeah, we are. We have Prime, which it's on Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, just to watch that show right now. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Have you watched Chernobyl on the HBO?
I heard it's awesome. I don't know if I can watch it. It looks dangerously sad. That's the kind of TV show I think would just put me out for weeks.
It would. It's very dark, but very real. And the podcast that they have after each episode, they actually interview the the writer and the producer, talking about and how everything in there, how they tried so hard to make everything exactly the way it happened. It's amazing.
Sad story. I'm gonna try it out. I'll try it out. If I don't, if I can't stop crying for 2 days, then I'll stop watching.
Don't binge watch it though. Once a week, and then you'll be okay.
I find that with Mr. Robot too. It's crazy. I feel like I might be schizophrenic. I didn't know before, but I think I'm schizophrenic.
So
something wrong with my ear.
Everything that's been scrolling at the bottom of your screen now, you should check it out. So check out all the TV shows and the movies and things. We're probably out of time. So I'm just so happy that I got to see you on roller skates. It's pretty much made my year. So everything you should be watching, reading, listening to, playing, follow at Hank and Kelso and at Shaw Punch TV.
Hit him!
That's Tony. My name's Hank. See you next time on Don't Put Your Arm Up, You're Too Sweaty. Tweet beat. Tweet beat. I'm kind of sweaty too, actually.
I'm here with Show Me and Duck, two rare breeds, guys who are involved with Derby. The women tend to be in the spotlight a little more when it comes to Derby, right?
Yeah, 100%. It was started by women for women, so the guys were just kind of starting to come into the sport. We do have men's leagues. There are men's championships, especially there are men's World Cup, but we're still kind of on the sidelines, which is awesome in my opinion.
I love that. I mean, it is like Derby's inclusive. We know that. That's just set the table right there. A couple of years ago, I went out to that was a mixed, and I thought that was really awesome because you don't see that very often. Have you ever participated in a mix?
That's how I started playing. Was like I first started out reffing. Turns out I love to skate, but just didn't know how. So the girls taught me how to skate, and then I got a chance to play in a co-ed invitational, but I think there was only a couple of us and the rest were all women, and it was amazing. Like, it was huge. And now I play on a men's team out of Calgary. This is our men's team in Saskatchewan, but the numbers are definitely lower, so it's harder. We kind of have to spread out for the whole province to kind of get guys to come and play.
If a genie flew out of your roller boot and could grant one wish for the roller derby world, what would it be?
Oh God, Shomi, do you want to field that one?
Wow, that is...
It's a loaded question, I know. I'm putting you on the spot.
So many great options.
Yeah, there are.
But just honestly, more people skating is better for the derby community, and it's just, it's amazing. I fell in love with it. I don't have a sports background, and but so people that have a sports background take to it even that much quicker, that much sooner. But so any of those people to just come to events or come to a new skater intake, or even just look it up locally in small towns, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm no genie, but okay, let's make it happen. Yeah, let's have some sparkles. People, get involved with this. It's great exercise. It's a fantastic community, and it does great work for the community too. So I encourage anyone out there who's looking for a new hobby, look into roller derby. It might not be what you think it is. It might be just so much better. Well, that wraps up another episode of Punch TV. Our nerd crawl turned into a nerd roll, and it was awesome. Big thank you to the folks in Aberdeen for letting us come out and skate and keeping us safe. And of course, a huge thank you to the folks at the Saskatoon Roller Derby tournament. We had such a fun time. We met such great people, and I'm totally inspired to get back on wheels again. So I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Now, this pretty much wraps up our season. Our next episode in August will be our best of, and then we'll start it all over again for a 5th season of Punch TV. So, have a great summer, and in the meantime, you know what to do. Keep your dukes up.
So out on the rink right now, you can see Tony. Now, something you probably don't know about Tony is that the first time he slapped on a pair of skates, he was actually 8 years old, back on the farm. And the weird part was in their Quonset, they didn't have a cement floor, so it was all dirt. So he actually learned how to roller skate on dirt. So now, when you're looking at him and he seems a little wobbly and weird, it's because the floor is too smooth for him. Like, this is too nice. So if you look at his technique, it's all because of the farm. Here he comes now. Check out the knees, check out the posture. Yep, he's feeling it now. He's got the beat. Yep. Oh, moving the hips now, got the arms going. And now when he goes by, you got to check out his best feature there, his derriere. And you see how it shakes? That's a 10 out of 10 right there.